From earliest memory, I've written to survive. I didn't see my people or our stories in the country's river of popular culture, so I charted our presence with words, pressed our values and histories into the pages of my notebooks I hauled around like a life jacket. Defiant words, loving words, honor songs, sentences that connect our past with our future, blasted from the nub of my pen, rocketing indigenous creativity into the world. This is how I dance my rebellion.
I believe that now is a time of monsters. And we gotta remember that we're all accountable and that we fed it to get as powerful as it is, which means we have the strength to destroy them as well. This land was never our land. We're its people. And that's true for every single human being on this planet, because I'm yet to meet somebody not from here. We did a lot of work, and our generations have done a lot of work to get us to this point right now. And I believe myself to be a really traditional person, but I don't fall into traditional art, you know. So I work with materials that, and try to reincorporate these ideas to play with that weird dichotomy of being what I am.
It's a global image. It's a globally recognizable image. If you go anywhere in the world and you show somebody a photo of somebody wearing a gas mask, they automatically know something really bad happened or something really bad is about to happen. And I like that message because it's one of survival. It's one of being prepared, and it's one of perseverance.
At the age of 5 years old, they were giving us iodine pills to counteract the radioactive fallout that was coming from Nevada onto the western part of South Dakota. But what really came to play was when I could not drink my own water that I grew up with. I could not eat the food, the gardens anymore on my reservation. So I turned my attention away from me and said, this is what it's about. It's about Mama Earth.
This piece was at the Portland International Airport. I was thinking of it as site-specific to the idea of jet travel and how our world is so influenced so quickly by jet travel. I had been reading the book 1491 that talks about how the Western Hemisphere was so changed by European explorers, both plants, animals, biology, and of course the indigenous peoples.
Thank you to all the fellows for doing what you do. It's such an inspiration and an honor to be here amongst you. So I'm just really, really grateful.
Some more of my art. This has some cedar bark overlay, again with the ash and sweetgrass. I weave all my baskets on the same wooden forms using the same tools that my great-grandmother wove her baskets on. So they've come to me from the 1800s.
And then I transformed it into glass. So I wanted to be the first one to make a glass totem pole, and so there you go. There's the 2,000 pounds of glass. This is a story about my great-grandmother who died in 1980, and she had a pet grizzly bear as a child. So you can see on the top figure is the little grizzly bear cub, and then my great-grandmother sitting on a box with the killer whale crest and the eagle moiety. Depicted on the carving.
I primarily make drawings and multimedia installations. Vulnerability is a recurring theme in my work. I'm interested in vulnerability and the human condition, in transformations, and in sovereignty, cultural sovereignty, legal sovereignty, and personal sovereignty.
Hui, aloha mai, ika uke ena. O Mark Kelli ho'omalu ke ia, o ke kumuhula luna, o ka Academy of Hawaiian Arts, aloha. Did you understand that? Well, for those that don't understand Hawaiian, my name is Mark Kelli ho'omalu. I am the head instructor of the Academy of Hawaiian Arts. Aloha. Much thanks to you, Native Arts and Cultures Foundation, for your trust and support and this beautiful opportunity. Oau o Mark Kelli ho'omalu, o ke kumuhula o ka Academy of Hawaiian Arts I Oakland nei.
The tensions that people are articulating have been going on for so long. If you're a survivor in a Native community, the arc of history is violent. And this interests me because it speaks to that moment of a kind of timelessness with the landscape and the kind of atmosphere and the kind of gun and everything. And I don't know, I'm not sure what that means either, but it just has an idea about the timelessness of it.
I had been having a lot of conversations with my mom about what projects I would do next, what I felt really passionate about doing. And it was right around the time where I was kind of discovering all of the abuse that had existed in my family. I, was 30 years old and realizing that it was so much more complicated than that, and that these weren't necessarily evil people, but these were people who were born into a very complicated situation, and that the cycles of violence and the cycles of rape and trauma continue. What does it mean to know that you come from a line of perpetrators, but also that those perpetrators are also survivors? It's a very, very complicated conversation to have.
You try and listen to and feel the breath, the ha of the person next to you. Will you allow your ha to become audible? And can we search for the communal ha? One more deep breath in.
We must always remember that before colonial contact, Native cultures possessed vigorous legal systems, effective educational systems, efficient health systems, elaborate social orders, sophisticated kinship systems, complex languages, profitable trade systems, every social institution needed for a culture to flourish for thousands of years. We do well to remind ourselves that had the colonial invasion not taken place, indigenous people would still be living in the 21st century. Our lives would still be modern. Paved roads, airports, and electricity would still occur. Some things would be different. We would all be speaking our own languages. Our children would be receiving education meant to lead to their success. We would not be so vulnerable to incarceration, alcoholism, poverty. We would all be healthy. I firmly believe that when we say indigenous way of thinking, native way of thinking, native beliefs, we're saying a human way of thinking, a human way of believing, the human way of being, that certain societies have grown away from their relationships with one another and with the earth, but the way we believe is the human way to believe.
Receiving an NACF fellowship was a catalyst for my career. After that, I got an NDP, National Dance Project Award from New England Foundation for the Arts. I got a new National Performance Network Creation Fund.
I would say that for me, the fellowship was really this buoy, and it kind of kept me afloat for somebody to acknowledge that like they believed in my ability and that I was going to move forward and be able to contribute, but maybe at that moment I was at a point of stasis and transition and change was really, really important.
I found Kelli Jo straight away on Facebook. I went to Erica and found her on Facebook. Theresa and I have known each other from the Smithsonian for a few years. And then Bunky, I was like, what is this fabulous feather headdress and gas mask fabulosity? You know, I was, just looking. And then I just felt like the work that I do then has to attain the same level of excellence as all of this new family.
I think the most important thing that I've experienced is this convening. It truly is a gift. Miss Ernestine Hayes, thank you for this morning. It is an honor to be here. Thank you, Lulani, for including me and all of us, the past fellows. So I'm Keali'i Chun, and I'm an installation artist from Honolulu, Hawaii, and I work in a variety of materials. This first piece here is called Network. What I did, I'm a 2014 awardee, and I used that time to prepare for several different exhibitions that I have recently had. So they were in 2015, 16, and 17.
This organization has supported me more than any other organization. And I'm sure like many people, you applied to things and, fingers crossed, But this is really, it's focused my intentions artistically and also kind of culturally.
You capitalize on this because it can really become a platform, this amazing support network that we can't even fully see or understand, and how it fans out is an echo that I still feel and can't even hear all of the beautiful music it's going to make in my life.
That's me. That was a cold day right there. It was on the island of Sivunga, which was one of the things I got to do with the grant. I wanted to go into communities and not only just perform, but also to teach dancing. Yeah. So that's a little bit of my language. I was saying thank you so much to all of you, to all the you artists, and thank you to Lulani and the staff here at NACF. Yupik was my first language. I didn't speak English until I got into school, and actually first grade, because my kindergarten teacher was Yupik. So it was kind of nice. But language was a big part of it. And when I was a child, we had about 80% of the Yupik people were speaking the language still. But fast forward a couple of decades, and it just went just steadily going down, and we're just right about 50% now.
The chant that I'll do is a chant about when you go into the forest, you ask for protection from the deities of the forest, such that those things that you take from the forest, the deities understand that you become their kahu, protectors. We chant this before entering places we don't know. No na kia kua ikana hele hele ya ia e titi ohu e kaua ko na hino malu I talani malu e ho olu mai na kia kua kona mauka o mako no Ulu haima
I always talk about peace, but I think we've been redefining it and defining it so long that we think that it's the absence of war. But I always have been saying, as my grandmother, my mother says, it's because we forgot how to live with Earth. And if we have peace with Earth, we don't have to have peace on Earth, because on is a domination, with is in cooperation. So all your art, all your words, all of what you said, your thoughts, your feelings, your intuition has created light. So we take that light, put it in a ball, and we send it to where it's needed. Because you can do that. Because you've listened this time to each other's heart as indigenous peoples, as Native peoples. So I'd like to say that along with a song. And I'm never going to say goodbye to you because we don't even have the word for goodbye, right? So just this little small song. Thank you. Atunka shilaya wamashichaya wa uelo yo wa kantahaya wa uelo yo ay 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 oh oh. Atunka shilaya Wamashichaya wa uelo yo wa kantahaya wa uelo yo ay 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 oh oh wa kantahaya wa uelo yo ay 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 oh yo wa kantahaya wa uelo yo wa kantahaya wa uelo yo ay 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 oh oh ihi unshimaya po. Thank you very much. Yeah.